Netflix recovers from Sussexes' advance and releases a docuseries akin to Tiger King, thanks to the South Park effect. Despite this, there has been no support from Netflix, Spotify, or Penguin Random House regarding their lack of condemnation towards Matt and Trey's vicious satire of Harry and Meghan's angels. Even the mistreated staff of Netflix are not standing up for them, and the bigwigs at Netflix are remaining silent on the matter, as is their norm. Despite massive pre-hype, the mediocre pair took a good 2 years to deliver any content on their projects. Only in the past 2.5 months did the boring documentary and sparse materialize. One would expect some positive spin on viewer sales to save face for such a high-profile couple and rumored contract money, but there has been none. Instead, there has been no support for Harry and Meghan, and no criticism of South Park. It would make sense for Netflix to exit the contract as soon as possible, without paying out any more money or recovering their advances. The couple's reputation was already being laughed at globally, and South Park's satire only highlighted what they had already done to themselves. It's hard to find anyone who is willing to speak out on their behalf. It seems that Meg used to have a podcast, but it's unclear if she still creates new episodes. While the book publisher may have achieved their desired outcome, it's unlikely that they paid more than an advance for the first book in a series of 4. Additionally, they may have an option to back out of future publications altogether. The Bench, which may refer to a musical group, may have had financial difficulties despite seeming successful. This is a common problem in the music industry, where expenses can outweigh profits, even for seemingly successful albums. There are several documentaries in which artists discuss their successes and financial struggles. An expert has confirmed that Netflix could have a massive hit on their hands if they can produce a documentary similar to Tiger King. The Sussexes, who may refer to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, appear gullible, and Harry has already created a mini version of Tiger King with his series Spare. It might be possible to persuade them to tell their story once again, convincing them that the public would love and support them, much like the creators of South Park. May have more information about these two from the celebrity circle. I wonder if the depiction of how the Canadian prince and his questionable wife arrived in South Park is actually how they crashed in on Montecito. I.e. generally being nuisances to the neighbors. There are plenty of no-talent actresses and actors in Hollywood who go on to make tons of money for themselves as well as others. The problems are having no sense of humor and not being able to simply follow directions. They have to keep adding their own ultra-royal personal touches into everything they put out without listening to the feedback or considering how they're perceived by the public. No one wants that kind of stench getting on them. Hollywood might forgive them if they were A-list talent, but they're just not. The worst thing you can be in Hollywood is boring, and they're both so boring. Her podcast was just her clapping back at every perceived insult that she ever got. She's so thin-skinned you can see right through her. He's a boring, intellectually stunted, petty, entitled, and she is a talentless, vapid, gold-digging skank stain.